If you guys didn't already know, the WWE Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view of the year. So with it just being a few days away, I am so excited and already going crazy thinking about who's going to win, who's going to start their journey on the road to WrestleMania. And that's exactly what we're here to discuss today. So these are my Royal Rumble 2021 predictions.
Talk is cheap.
What's going on, guys? I am the cheapest wrestler in the world, Matt Rivera. And this is Talk is Cheap, where we talk about everything and anything professional wrestling. But today's a very special episode because we are talking about Royal Rumble predictions. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a list of 6 from the men and women's Royal Rumble. 6 participants from each side that I think it's kind of a mixed bag situation here. I'm going to give you some dream possibilities, some rumored possibilities, and just who I think is actually going to win. So let's get started. We are going to work our way up from who I think is the least likely candidate to win to the most likely. And starting off with the men's Royal Rumble, at the bottom of the list is John Cena. Now, a lot of people believe that John Cena has one more WWE championship run in him. And I agree. I think he does. I just don't think, no pun intended, his time is now. Between the lack of audience and John Cena's very busy Hollywood schedule, I just don't think right now is going to be the time that we'll see the C-Nation leader make his return. Eventually, yes, just not this Royal Rumble. Next, in a very similar boat, we have The Rock. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? The people's champion, the Brahma Bull, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. Now, you see, The Rock would be a great candidate to obviously go against Roman Reigns, which are some of the rumors that are circulating. However, I don't see him winning the Royal Rumble in order to fight Roman Reigns. At first, I really didn't think this match would happen at all, but now that WrestleMania is going to be in Florida, I do think those chances increase. I just don't think he will win the Royal Rumble. The Beast himself, Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock Lesnar, storyline-wise, this makes all the sense in the world, because think about this. He could face the man who beat him in last year's WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre, or maybe he wants to go against Roman Reigns, who's been a long-time rival of Brock Lesnar's. Either way you spin it, or even Goldberg. Any way you set it up, it really makes sense for Brock Lesnar to win the Rumble. Again, though, I just don't think it's going to happen. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was, I would not put my money on Lesnar. Now, this next person is a bit of a sleeper pick. It's someone that I would love to see win. However, I don't think WWE will pull the trigger on this person. Samoa Joe. Now, you might be asking yourself, why Samoa Joe? You don't think it would be really, really cool to have Roman Reigns, who's the head of his Samoan family, be faced off with another tough Samoan in Samoa Joe? I think that would be really, really awesome and a really good surprise, because you could have Samoa Joe just stand up from the commentary table and enter that Royal Rumble and completely destroy people to take his spot in the main event of WrestleMania. So that's my sleeper pick, someone that I would love to see win. How do you guys feel about that? Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, as far as the rumor mill goes, a big person who is rumored to win is Daniel Bryan. Now, I feel mixed about this. I'll be honest with you guys. I love Daniel Bryan. I love D-Bry. However, I kind of feel like him winning the Royal Rumble was something that was supposed to happen a while ago, and I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. It's almost like something like, hey, you guys were supposed to do that, but too little too late sort of deal. That's just my opinion. Do I think he should be champ again? Sure. But do I want to see him win the Rumble to go on to WrestleMania? But I can see WWE doing it, especially since the rumors also say that he only has a couple of years left in the wrestling business. Now, the name that tops my list is someone who's been pretty relevant in WWE TV, especially during the pandemic, The Fiend Bray Wyatt. I do think it is his time. He's going to win the Royal Rumble match and go on to face, yes, there's a couple of possibilities here, which also makes sense. He could face Goldberg, the man who beat him for the title, right? He could face Roman Reigns, the guy who took away his title. Either way, that makes sense. So he has a couple of options there as far as who he would face at WrestleMania. So storyline, it makes sense. And honestly, just his place right now on the roster, he is that guy. He is a top level guy, and I do think if I was a betting man, which I'm not, my money would definitely be on The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. What do you guys think about that? Is The Fiend going to win the Royal Rumble and start his journey to WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments, am I right or am I right? Moving on to the Women's Royal Rumble, the name that starts my list is Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey, yes, she has some redemption, some revenge to inflict on the women's division, right? I mean, she has to come back eventually and go for that title again, I would assume. But when is it going to happen? Honestly, I just don't see it happening this time around. I don't think she'll win the Royal Rumble. A lot of people are kind of like, maybe. First of all, that's another big payday, and with no audience involved, it's kind of just hard to imagine. I don't see Ronda Rousey making her return right now, but I definitely think it's something we'll see in the near future. Woo! When you take a look at both Asuka and Charlotte as WWE Tag Team Champions, you can't help but scratch your head and wonder, when is Charlotte going to turn on Asuka and go for her title, right? Go for the Women's Championship. You know it's just a matter of time before she does. But does that mean she'll win the Royal Rumble? If I had to guess, my answer would be no. I don't think she's going to win the Royal Rumble 2 times in a row. But I do think sometime between the Rumble and WrestleMania, we will see Charlotte and Asuka go head-to-head, and Charlotte come out with the victory. Now, this next superstar recently made her debut on SmackDown. I'm on my own, against the wall. Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair has all the potential in the world. She will be a star. My honest opinion, just not right now. I don't see it right now. It still seems like she's not as comfortable as she needs to be. She kind of has that Keith Lee effect where they came to the main roster and something just is not sitting right. And that tends to happen with a lot of superstars. I do understand that. But I do think Bianca Belair will be that person, just not this soon. So I think they'll wait a little more time before they have her win the championship or even main event WrestleMania. So I don't believe that Bianca Belair will be the winner of this Royal Rumble. Whoa! Becky Lynch. She just became a new mama, but will she be a Royal Rumble winner in 2021? I could see it happening. I could definitely see it happening. It's a possibility. I mean, I think by the time the Rumble comes along in a few days, compared to when she had the baby, I think that timeline is okay for her to actually physically compete, at least be number 30 and come out and eliminate some people and go on to go for the title at WrestleMania, right? I think that's something that could happen, but will it happen? If I had to take a guess, my answer would be no. Possibly, but I don't think so. I think they'll hold off on Becky and she'll come in between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. We'll see her make her return and we'll see what happens with her. But I don't think she's going to win the Royal Rumble match. They have a couple of other people who I believe they will settle on before they do Becky Lynch. Now, I think both of these next women have a very strong possibility of winning this year's Royal Rumble. Alexa Bliss. We just saw her beat Asuka straight up on Raw. So is that a sign of things to come? Possibly. It's been a little while since we've seen Little Miss Bliss in the title picture. At this point, I feel like it's been a couple of years since she's gone for the Women's Championship, or actually has been like a real contender for it, right? Something like that. But her recent pairing with The Fiend really has you questioning, can she do it? She's never won a Royal Rumble in the past, right? I mean, is it her time? Let me in. I really think it might be. To me, there's only one other person that could possibly win this year's Royal Rumble. After her recent loss in NXT, Rhea Ripley. To me, this is the number one person who's going to win. I can totally see how it would set things up too. I mean, let's say you do have Charlotte Flair, turn on Asuka, which everyone is expecting, take her championship, and then have a rematch at WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, but this time have Rhea Ripley take the victory and the championship away from Charlotte Flair. I mean, that's just poetic justice, right? It really writes itself. Will we see it? I personally think so. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Will Rhea Ripley be the one who wins the Women's Royal Rumble in 2021? What do you guys think? I mean, am I right? Am I really off? Do you like some of my picks, some of my dream match options? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. You know I love talking. Let's talk about it. Make sure you smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Click that like, ring-a-ding that bell, all of those good things. I am the cheapest wrestler in the world, Matt Rivera. Thanks for joining me on another episode of Talk is Cheap. I'll see you guys real soon. It is time to make change. Peace!
You know I've got to give a special shout out to the Frugal Faction. Are you ready for the cheap wrestler to return to the ring? Then you've got to get the latest gear. I've partnered with Redbubble to bring you guys the dopest merch, including a brand new line of Time to Make Change shirts, masks, cell phone cases, backpacks. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And these all come in classic cheap wrestler graphics too. Don't be second rate. Get your merch today. Click that link in the description. Let's go. Penny for your thoughts ain't worth the price. When the rent this high, knock out your lights. Proving in seconds, oozing electric. Feels like glass. School is in session. Saved by the bell, yeah, I'm on fire, blazing in hell. Save your career, rather save on a sale. Stuck behind bars, making no bail. I cashed in, attraction. Numero uno, action brutal, faction frugal. I'm the your matches doodle